Again, I apologize for my long absence. Like I said, things have been pretty crazy. But I plan on being back here before too long. I know I've been saying that forever, but you get caught up in so many different things sometimes that it just gets out of hand. And trust me, having kids, I'm sure you hear them in the background playing in the bedroom. Having kids makes things so much harder sometimes. Okay, as far as what we're watching in space, alright, we're always watching space. Somebody asked me, what's coming? Well, I just told you part of what's coming, alright? Now this is going to go into a totally different conspiracy, okay? Basically, I'm sure you all have heard about what happens in 2012, or what's supposed to happen in 2012. Well, I'm going to put this in a nutshell for you because I don't have a lot of time left for this video. But basically what it amounts to is that we're watching this planet in space. It's called Nibiru, or Planet X. It's supposedly very, very highly magnetic. And when it gets close to the Earth, it only comes around the Earth like once every so many million years or some shit. But supposedly when it comes close to the Earth again, our polarity in the Earth is supposed to change. Now, they're trying to study this planet and figure out exactly what's going to happen, because if the polarity of the Earth changes, it's going to cause massive cataclysms. Earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, tsunamis all over the place, tornadoes and hurricanes are going to be completely off the charts. You know, I mean, all kinds of shit. And obviously, if the volcanoes go off, you're going to have mass fires everywhere, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass for everybody to, you know, put in some kind of effort to help save what we do have. So basically, that's where that goes. Okay, as far as what's coming, is it going to happen? That I don't even know, because I'm not one of those astro Scientologists or whatever the fuck they are that figure all that shit out. Okay, they are watching this planet very closely. They want to make sure that, okay, what the Mayans said is true or isn't true, kind of thing. So basically, it goes into that. Now, my personal opinion is that, okay, this is the third Mayan calendar, all right, the third one, all right. The first two are rarely spoken of, but basically, the way I see it, the way I understand it, is that the planet does not die off and the world does not end. Basically, it's a rebirthing process. So our planet is supposed to go through a rebirthing stage. Exactly how that's supposed to happen, you got me. Alright? It's just, I don't know. Oh god, there's so much to say. Maybe I'll make a two-part video. I've also been asked, what are some of the underground facilities going to be used for? Well, this ties in with a comment that I got about the facilities that are underground are spread global. It's not just in the United States, okay? But Dulce is the one for me that's closest to home. But I know that there are some over in the UK. I can't think of the names right off the top of my head, but I know that they are connected with Dulce. Yes, I know that there's an underground tunnel system which has trains in it that are run off magnetics that go Mach 2. And there's a, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a station for these trains in each country, at least one in each country. I used to have a picture of the subterranean map. I will see if I can find that. Like I said, my computer's in the shop. I don't know if they're going to have to take everything off my computer or not. So I will have to see what happens when I get it back. Regardless, basically, this is how it works, alright? Dulce is supposed to be one of the main epicenters, the epicenter of the United States, alright? Where everything goes on in Dulce, okay? Now, I know there's at least one in the UK over there that pretty much is the same thing as Dulce, but like I said, I can't think of names right off the top of my head. I know there's one in Russia as well. Again, can't think of the name right off the top of my head. I will have to get back into contact with all of my old contacts and hope that none of them have died for opening their mouths. You guys, I'm sure, know how that goes. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I am very, very, very close to NORAD. If you don't know what NORAD is, okay, it's a military installation. Okay, they deal with all air traffic control in this area. Basically, okay, let's say you see a UFO, all right, and you call it in. You're like, hey, what's going on here? Well, somebody else calls somebody else, somebody else calls somebody else, and they're like, hey, did you get this on radar? NORAD is the one that calls ahead of time and says, you didn't see shit. Okay, NORAD controls all of that, all right? You didn't get it on radar. You have no account of seeing it. There's nothing there. You had no idea, okay? NORAD does all that, all right? So I've seen a few things here that are actually really out of the ordinary, which makes sense because Archuleta Mesa, which is where Dulce is supposed to be underneath, is not that far from me either. So I'm kind of in the middle of all of that. So I've seen quite a few strange things. I know that I posted a video about some of the things that I've seen before. I did like little paint drawings to explain it. And basically when I sent them in, they told me that they didn't know what it was. And basically somebody told me one of them was a meteor shower. Well, I'm sorry, meteors don't turn at 90-degree angles. It just doesn't happen. But I was actually on a website where a group of people were talking about investigating these places, and all of a sudden half the people backed out. No explanation why half the people backed out, and the other half of the people were kind of iffy after that. They were like, we don't really want to go with this few people, and all of a sudden the forum we were using got taken off. It was gone off the internet. So I'm not sure exactly what all that was about, but we were talking about going to visit Dulce, well, Archuleta Mesa, to see if we could find anything out of the ordinary and whatnot. And apparently 2 of the people went, and only one of them returned. The other one was going to stay there and do some more research and stuff on the biological aspects, basically the plant life and shit like that. And we haven't heard back from him. But one of the people decided that they were going to come back, and they had quite a strange encounter over there. They felt like they were being watched, so they started packing their stuff up. You know, they were going to move to a different campsite. And it's really hard to get to Archuleta Mesa because it's basically part of an Indian reservation. And you have to have an Indian tour guide to go there. And they are very closed-mouthed. They will tell you some things, but other things they don't even want to touch on. There are certain areas that they don't want to go visit. They want to avoid main spots where my guys wanted to go. They were told that they were not allowed to go to these certain areas, and basically they didn't really get a whole lot of information. But the encounter that they had, the guy, he swears that the side of this mesa opened up, and it was about dawn, you know, about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and he said that they were getting ready to making coffee and stuff like that, and their guide had gone back to his tribe or home for the night, and he told them that he would meet them the next morning. Well, they were waiting for him to show up, and he swears that the side of this mesa opened up, and there was a huge door in the side of this mesa, and then it closed back up, and you couldn't even tell there was a fucking door there. It was like rock. So they had been talking to me about that, and since then, like I said, we've had no cell phone communication with the other guy, and like I said, I'm not giving names. But like I said, it's been really strange that we haven't heard back from him. I mean, take that as you want it. All right, but that's as far as I've gotten as far as our own research kind of thing.